talked about Taxstone getting back at Noriega, but I kind of glossed over the fact that some of those shots was aimed at Joe Biden as well.
From
He was the
Taxstone,
one
you
who,
saying?
yeah, those bars that
Okay.
Taxstone was dropping for Noriega, some of those was meant for Joe Biden too, or maybe he took offense to it. We're gonna get back to that. We know what Noriega said by at this point. If not, check a earlier video, But let's get to what Taxstone said, and we're going to get to Joe's reply. I don't want to waste too much time with the setup. I want to go right into what Taxstone was saying to get at that boy. I think Rory and Maul finally figured out that Joe was a master manipulator. He told Complex in an interview published on Wednesday, April 5th, they were suffering from Stockholm syndrome, and Joe manipulates everybody around him. And Tax didn't stop there. According to him, Budden's new podcast co-hosts are also suffering from undue influence. But it's all right because they'd have nothing else without the podcast. Even them dudes sitting with him now are being manipulated, he said. But you got to understand, some people are all right with manipulation. Oh, I lost my place there. As long as they get something out of it. So I think them dudes know that. But I think they just cool with the situation. Sometimes people don't got nothing going on in their life. They need to be part of something. If all that wasn't enough, Taxstone also took time to drag Nori and Troy Ave over the coals too. It's fools like the people who interview Troy Ave. They interview him because they know he's going to talk about me. He has nothing going on. So it's like the podcast game when I see what was going on, like with Nori, he was on my podcast. And then for maybe 2-3 months straight, we was on the phone every day, 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 2 in the morning, putting together ideas for Drink Tramps. He said, at first, just summed it up to Nori's looking for numbers. He don't care. Like, he'll sacrifice anything. That was tough. Yeah, so Joe Buden had a response to that. And he accused Taxstone of being a damn hater from jail. You gonna share the screen with your boy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had it up already. And honestly, right off the bat, I want to say that Taxstone, the way it looks, we wasn't there. We've been doing some videos covering it. The way it looks to me, I got to keep it 100. It does look like he was ultimately convicted for being an aggravated hater. And for Joe to call him out on that, I think a lot of people is going to really see that at least some of that got to be a little bit of hate. But let's see what Joe says.
And Tax started hating from jail.
Oh, shit.
What'd Tax say?
No, let me read the Tax quote. Oh, my God. Let me read the Tax quote. Been getting their hate off.
You screenshotted the hate?
Oh, I always keep the file. and when it's the hate, they put my name right in the caption of the.
Of course.
Such and such says this about Joe Buden, light-skinned Joe Buden with the beard. You know.
You damn right. I thought it gonna be something like that too. Hold on.
Podcast Joe Buden.
Used to rap?
Let's see. Tax. Complex ass Tax. Where are you with Joe Buden? Always a good question to ask. What have you thought about his rise and leaving? And he said, I think finally figured out that Joe was a master manipulator. They were suffering from Stockholm syndrome, and Joe manipulates everybody around him. Even the dudes sitting with him now are being manipulated. But you got to understand, some people are all right with manipulation, as long as they get something out of it. So I think them dudes know that. But I think they're just cool with the situation. Sometimes people don't got nothing going on in their life. They need to be a part of something. I'm not one of those people. I always tell people, if everybody jump on that ship, it's going to sink. So I'm always the person that's like, I'm going to stay with the land. From jail. That's what he said.
That's what Tax, hold up.
That's what he said.
I spend way more time on other shit than I do.
That's Queenzflip, for those who don't know.
Tax. So hold on. Before I came on this shit, man, I had a lot of shit going on, man. Slow down, number one. Number two, we say free you all the time, so I'm gonna be mindful of what I'm saying. But you out of line. You the man. You my man. Before you got locked up using the car with me, that's out of line, homie. Saying that and throwing stuff that's up here that put a lot of work in. Joe is not manipulating nobody up here. Well, not me. I just asked this yesterday at Chef Simpson's from a friend. Like, that's cool with the two names he said. How do you feel about Joe? Do you trust him? I said, yeah, I trust him. Do you trust him personally or in business? And I had to think. I said, personally, I trust him, but let me say business. I said, yeah, I trust him in business because he did nothing but right to me. And on top of that, he has to be a fool if he did wrong to anybody else to continue to do wrong. What is he, the R. Kelly of podcast? Huh? Stop playing with my man. They run a tight ship up here and good business. And a lot of times don't want to acknowledge that that's just happy with what we got, period. And anywhere I go, I'm going to take advantage to the full extent to get.
Yeah. So far, how you feeling? You know what I'm saying? That's a clip from Chick Smooth, by the way. He
I feel like
Joe Buden podcast.
Yeah, I feel like with Taxstone, man, you don't have to feel like, especially in our community, our culture, what we got going on, trying to be established and have businesses and things. When you coming out just trying to tear down somebody's name without no proof, you just saying this man, is a manipulator. You saying this when anybody has, had problems when they had businesses, and it just seems like he's just trying to tear this man down from what he's doing instead of trying to, stay in your lane and speak on what you know.
Well, hold on. He's really saying his point of view, but I will say this in Taxstone's defense. They were talking about him. You remember we did how Noriega and Joe was going in on him, and he's responding. Now,
right, yeah.
I'm not saying everything he's saying is 100, but it ain't like he just came out of nowhere. It's just hating for no reason. But I feel like the hate is an element to what he's doing now, because he's watching people that he don't really like. He don't like Joe Buden, right? Joe Buden was actually on Tax's podcast one time and walked out. You know what I'm saying? They act like they got back cool, but you could kind of tell that they never really fucked with each other. They're just, I guess, two different type of niggas. Anyway, he's seeing somebody who used to be his man's. Even Queenzflip said that they was in the car together, you know what I'm saying, hang out with a nigga who he really don't fuck with, and they getting money together, and he's in jail, and it's just, I feel like that's going to rise, it's going to bring emotions out of the best of them.
Yeah. I can understand what Tax.
But yeah, I feel what you're saying, though, like, I don't know if any of those claims against Joe are founded either. It seems like Joe is getting to the bag. It seems like the people around him are good. He had a falling out with people, but we all have people that we fall out with.
Don't be trying to, and I don't like when people do that. Don't try to, put a microscope on a situation and try to make that seem like this is how the person is. Nah, people go through things, dog, and they move on, and it ain't like that with everybody else. So I just don't like when people do that, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm a let it play out and get to Joe Buden getting at him too, because Joe Buden had some some big bro talk for that nigga. Hold on.
Where I need to go. No, I got a plan, and he's fine with it, because that's my man. He cannot judge nothing. The ship's still running. Shout out to G Money, we here. We still moving. You my man, Tax. Chill out with those type of comments, man.
I hate when people say, and this ain't even on his comments.
Get your shit off while it's your hand. Come on, let's do it.
I just see it a lot when people will be like,
that's my man.
You ran up like.
That's Ice from the Joe Buden podcast, for those who don't know.
Up on the Joe, fam, my friend called me. I was home minding my business. Dog, I need your help.
My music career is doing very well.
Listen, to whom
Parks, a very successful music career, talking this shit. He's the white guy of the bunch.
On the podcast.
To whom it may
straight, bro. Like,
to whom it may concern out there, because number one, can't go back and forth with people. Like, let's just start there. So I can't do and I don't want to give anybody's name any added value and equity. So to whom it may concern out there, a big part of this thing is being free.
Ooh, that's a low.
A big part of this is staying away from some of those spots where it might get a little thick at.
Gut punch.
A big part of this is knowing when and when not to be home and away from shit. A big part of this is getting out of your own way, because as humans, we come with shortcomings and deficiencies, and you want to hide your weaknesses and expose your strong suits. Right. That's very important in podcasting game. Take that from numero uno, number one.
with holding up the
Boy,
number.
say just being free.
Yeah, just being free is a big part. Don't speak on my, you feel me, actions, and you
Damn.
can't even manage to stay your ass out of jail. And that's a hard shot, but I gotta admit, it's not like Taxstone was minding his own business. There's footage that shows that he was coming
What's
into the
popping?
venue with guns. You know, he was stalking
What's
Troy
popping?
Ave. Yeah, saying what's popping and all of this. Witness accounts. You know, you hitting other people in the venue. You definitely was the problem in that situation. So if you want to talk about somebody's business acumen, maybe you should focus on, the first rule of business is protecting the investment, and you failed at that night. So he got him on that one. I will let him speak a little bit more.
That's not even on page one. And that's my problem with niggas that get to talking about podcasting. Y'all don't even be talking about shit that's on page one of the pamphlet or on the back of the book in the paragraph. Y'all not even in the bookstore yet.
Damn.
You can't steal second base and keep your foot on first. You have to get out of your own way. You have to constantly reinvent, and you have to be available for the miracle. You have to be available for the miracle, or else niggas would just be calling and mailing, and you talking from jail.
That's a little cold, but
that's cold,
cold.
bro. That's cold, bro.
That is cold, bro. That is cold. And if you think people are not going to go to that when you locked up, let me be here to tell you, yes, you locked up and you start going through it with your baby mama or something like that, she's probably going to bring that up. You get slick out of the mouth about people not doing stuff for you quick enough, you feel me? They probably going to remind you how you ended up in that predicament in the first place. You really got to measure your words when you down bad and you in there for something that everybody is looking at as your fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
So well played by Joe.
You giving Joe the win for this? Okay.
Yeah, I the title might have to be Joe eviscerates Taxstone from jail. You know what I'm saying? It might have to be something like that because he got at that boy. He was dropping bars and ethering them, and I'm more concentrated on these type of conversations, being that we're early in this whole podcast thing. We trying to inch up to that 1,000 subscribers and stuff, and you kind of I like to hear that business talk. If Joe is somebody you got to watch because he's successful, whether you like him or you don't like him, I'm critical of all these guys, you know what I'm saying? But you got to give credit where it's due. He's making it work. He's continued to be consistent with it. He was early on in the game too. He paved the way in a sense.
Yeah.
So, he could talk that big bro talk to these guys that's trying to get at him. And it's hard to, you got to go somewhere else. You can't talk business with this guy. You can't talk this whole, Taxstones like to talk about being early on in the podcast thing. You can't really talk that way about him the same way because he was early on with the blogging type of stuff. So
Taxstone was he was one of them guys, man. He one of them originators. We got to.
He was too. I used to watch him too. I used to watch Combat Jack. There, I respect both of those guys still. I don't have no real personal issues with any of them. We just looking at the situation objectively, doing some analysis, doing some cultural commentary. We ain't mad at nobody.
Straight up. So listen, let me know what y'all think in the comment section about this, man. Is Taxstone out of bounds? Is he a professional hater? Is he just hating on any situation? Aggravated hater, because there are those people that's out there, they don't got nothing to do but
we got some in the comment section, right? It's just some people who will just hate watch you, just watch you to get at you,
For real. So we want to know what y'all think, man. And hey, hate is love over here, man. We take it all. The love, the hate, you know what I'm saying? Anything
motivation. Matter of fact, y'all not hating hard enough. We probably need a little bit more engagement from the haters,
For real. So hey, we're gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace.